Okay, so just so you know, one of my goals in being on YouTube is to help bring common sense into the left. So this might be a long video, but I want to make a point clear. Every time I debate somebody, what do they first thing they love to say is, "Oh, well, you're a Republican." Really? Because I support free speech 100%. Meaning, you have the right to say it. I'll give you an example. I don't support the KKK, but I support the right to say what they believe. I don't support racists or homophobes. I'm pro-gay marriage, but I support their right to have their own opinions without being called hateful. So I must be a Republican. Isn't that terrible? Doesn't that show how bad the left looks? Because I support free speech, I must be a Republican. Could you imagine that being said in any other way? It's like a combination of extremely hysterical and completely sad. It's so sad. The left used to be the party of, I may disagree with what you say, but I'll fight to the death for your right to say it. That was a liberal thought. That was a liberal belief. There's a song called Politically Incorrect that you have to look up. It's an amazing song. But there's a line in the song at the end where he's talking to liberals. He says, "You look like the devil, you sound like some Christians." What that means is like how radical the Christians were in the early days, being offended by every little thing. That's what the left is doing, but on the other side. Anything that they disagree with is deemed hateful. Oh, it's so hateful, isn't it? No! Like I was watching Ben, what's his name? Oh gosh, what's his name? The political dude that everyone seems to hate apparently. The new Milo Yiannopoulos, but he's not gay, he's Jewish. Oh, what's his name? I can't remember. But anyways, he was doing a show, and this libtard, again, you can be liberal without being a libtard, stands up and says, "Oh, don't you think your hateful words have called for violence against gay people?" He says, "I don't believe anyone calls for violence unless they're actually saying be violent, or round this group up, or target this group, or attack this group. No words are violent unless they're actually advocating violence. Unless they're, and I agree with that. I saw that and I'm like, he's right. So I think what I'm going to do is say, this is my new philosophy on me. I'm a liberal with the common sense of a conservative. My attitude is very much liberal, but I don't do the whole far left SJW, easily offended. I'm offended. So what? Be offended. It's okay. You're alive if you're getting offended. But people are offended to a much easier level these days. It seemed like women also, on a side note, were more equal in the 90s. Emotionally. I mean, the white knights are getting out of control. If you had walked up to a woman in the 90s, "Is this man bothering you? Dun 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 dun." She would tell you off. I can handle myself, thank you. I don't need you jumping into this. But now, as women are, like, I'm more equal. I'm more on the level of a man. They're like emotionally and physically not, in the sense that they need saved all the time. They need the white knight to save them. They can't do it themselves. It's just all of this are the building blocks to another Trump victory. What I'm trying to do is to prevent that. Think about it this way. If Joe Schmo, a middle American, 9-to-5 hard-working man, he works hard, he's not, he has some liberal thoughts, he supports certain things that are of the left leaning, but he doesn't make up his mind. He's kind of like a swing voter, right? He's a swing voter. So he gets home from his hard day at work, sits on his couch, puts on his local news, and sees the vagina hat protests, or sees the marches, or hears the rhetoric coming from the far left, he's just as willing to go up. I'm making my mind. I'm voting for Trump. These people are insane. They're loony. I don't want whoever they support in the White House. That's bound to happen. See, what makes me different, as somebody who was actually a liberal, I voted for, and I'm being open about it, I voted for Jill Stein. I wasn't about to vote for Hillary because, again, what makes the whole thing so humorous is if you break down my political philosophy, I agree much more with the far left than anyone else. I just don't agree with the way they go about it. And that turns a lot of people off and will make people vote for Trump. The far left is right politically. They're wrong with how they implement it. And they shouldn't have to do that. When you're right, you don't have to be running to every other issue. You don't have to run to, oh, well, what about how these people are treated or that person is treated? Just push for equality. Push for equal treatment in the workplace legally, which I think now is in place. Push for equal pay legally, which again now is in place. Push for tax dollars to go to working families and single mothers. People are single parents, they're struggling. Push for that. Push for help for the homeless. Push for the things that you believe in, as far as in bills go. You don't have to be about the identity politics crap. All that does is push people away from your cause. I promise you. I am 100% right on this. Even if you're somebody who believes I am so wrong all the time, your head will spin. I'm right on this. I guarantee it. I'm speaking to you out of character. But I do want to do something. If you're going to comment on this video, I want to test and see if you've watched this far along. Comment, if you're going to make a comment, comment the word toaster in your comment. It could be before your comment, after your comment, right in the middle. Just put the word toaster. I just want to see, out of everyone who's going to watch this, who's going to watch it this far into the video and all the way through. If you think I'm wrong, tell me how I'm wrong. I'll tell you what, though, lately, I've preferred the company of Republicans. Because think about it, this is how Republicans and the far left react differently. I can have a conversation with a Republican friend. Hey, this is how I feel. I believe single payer healthcare is best for the country, and I do. I believe helping the poor and struggling is best for this country, and I do. I can sit there and talk about them all day. Then we can just go, we have difference of opinions. That's okay. Then I talk to a far left friend about why I believe we need to tighten up immigration, or why I believe abortion is wrong. You're so hateful and misogynistic. You see the difference there? Which of the two would you rather talk to? But anyways, I just kind of wanted to give my opinion on this. Liberals, you're right politically, so stop with the rhetoric. I'm telling you, you would win every election. You don't need to do these first world problems. You don't need to focus on them. They're first world problems. Do you think a gay man in Saudi Arabia gives a damn about bathrooms? He wants to live and breathe and love. Do you think... hold on, I'm trying to think of another comparison. That's all I got. But do you think he cares about that? Probably not. Think about it. Imagine he's being treated way worse than anyone else in America every day. He's being physically assaulted or having to hide who he is. Imagine a reporter walking up to him. So what do you think about transgender bathroom issues? He's going to look at you and go, I'm fighting for my life, literally. Not like in the American libtard kind of, no one's actually trying to threaten you way, but in the, I'm actually going to maybe die way. That's some scary stuff. But anyways, folks, let me know what you think. What's your opinion on what I've said? Where am I wrong? Where am I right? Let me know. Talk to me. Let's have a dialogue. Remember, that word I said, to throw that in there, just to see if you're watching. There's one person in particular I'm doing this to test. There's one person who comments on all my videos. I've got a feeling this motherfucker never watches anything all the way through.